Hey everyone, Cahlen here. So those of you who have watched me for a while are aware that I live outside. I've been living outside for about a year and a half, and I also only have basically one pair of clothes, and it's a layering system, and I don't wash those clothes very much. Now I'm able to do that because mostly because a lot of the clothes, especially the clothes that are touching my skin, are wool and therefore are antimicrobial and can go long periods of time without getting washed and without getting stinky. And also, you don't really, if you're wearing clothes that are, for example, black, like clothes that I wear, they can get pretty dirty without really anyone noticing. So I can be walking around in public wearing my big fleece jacket without it having been washed for a year, and if I go like this, you're going to see puffs of dirt come off of it, but you wouldn't have known otherwise that it was dirty. So basically, because I don't have access to a washing machine, and honestly I'm not really afraid of dirt, I don't wash my clothes very often, but I do like to do it at least once a year for most of those big clothes like pants and coats and things like that. And I will do it a little bit more often for things like my socks, which I'm going to be doing today. I'm also going to be doing my pants as well, and more often for maybe my wool underwear. Maybe once or twice a month I'll wash my underwear. So seriously, you don't really need to if it's wool. And of course, the other thing I didn't mention is eating a clean diet is really important, because when you sweat out toxins, that gets in your clothes and that makes it more stinky. So part of it is having wool, part of it is not eating crappy food. So anyways, today I'm going to be washing these socks and my pants, like I said. One of the things for clothes that, like socks and things that are basically touching your clothes, they're going to get more oils attached to them, and you need warm water and able to get those oils dislodged from the clothes and off of them. So I'm going to be using a solar oven today to heat up water to wash my socks, and then I'm going to be using a big metal bucket, I don't know what you would call it, to wash my pants, and then I'm just going to leave them out to dry in the sun. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first, before I waste the hot water, because I don't have very much of it, I'm going to get the loose dirt off of the socks by just running them in water for a little bit, and then wringing them out as I'm doing that. Then here's the solar oven that I've been using to cook my dinner every day, and you can see I've got a big bowl of water just warming up in there, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Okay, so for the water, it's wool, remember, you don't want wool to get too hot. So basically I make it so it's hot enough that I can keep my fingers in there, but almost too hot for me to keep them in there, right? So you don't want it hotter than that. And I'm going to do one at a time here. I'm going to put the other one in. Actually, it's probably a little bit too hot because I am getting a little bit like, ah! But it's kind of borderline, so it's probably not going to damage the wool too much. These are Darn Tough socks, which are made of wool partially, I think mostly wool, and then they also have some synthetic stuff in them. They're very, very tough. Like, you only really need one pair of these, and if it starts to get holes in them, the company will actually replace them for you, right? It's like a lifetime guarantee for these things. So I definitely recommend Darn Tough. So I'm just going to leave them in the water for a little bit. Now I'm just going to basically agitate them every once in a while and squeeze the stuff out, basically get the dirt out and wring them, and then I might soak them again a couple of times. You can see the water is getting pretty dirty, as you would expect from socks that I only wash once or twice a year, you know, a few times a year. So once I feel like I've gotten most of it out, I'm just gonna pick it up, I'm gonna wring it out until it's, you know, as dry as I can get it by wringing it out. You can see how dirty the water is. Very dirty. Don't drink that. Might be good fertilizer, or, you know, just water to water your plants. Now I'm just going to hang them outside to dry. So I'm just going to use this little fence. I could put out a line or something like that, but, you know, this stuff's available, so I'm just going to hang them on the fence here. And if it were windy, I would maybe want something to secure them there, but it's not going to be windy today, so those will probably just take a couple hours to dry in the sun. Okay, so here's the metal bucket that I'm going to use to wash the pants. I'm going to wash out the bottom first, and then I'm going to fill it up. Okay, that should be enough. Now I'm just gonna dip my pants in here and get as much dirt into the water as I can. So you can see it's a little bit dirty, but these pants, these are kind of newer pants that I'm trying out, not the pants that I've been wearing for a year. If they were, this would be way dirty, and I would need to drain this water and put in new water, and probably do that 3 or 4 times, which is what I had to do with my fleece jacket yesterday. Okay, so now I'm basically just going to wring them out. I don't need to do too good of a job because when it's hanging there, it's going to drain out itself, and it's going to be sunny all day. So this is definitely going to dry. I don't need to worry about that. So if you want to do a really good job, you may want to get one of those old-fashioned scrubbing screens, you know, where you can go like this to get stuff out. But again, I'm not really worried about being dirty, and I'm not really even worried about looking dirty, partially because I don't really go out in public very much, and because my clothes are black again, it doesn't really show up very much. Now I'm just gonna leave these to dry, basically in the same spot that I put my socks. Just hang the top over, and in an hour or so, or maybe a couple of hours, I'll come back and I'll basically kind of flip these over, and I'll probably have these on the top and this on the bottom, just so I'm kind of changing where the water's flowing, what parts of the pants and things get access to the sun and all that. So that's how I do my laundry when living outside off-grid. I probably won't be washing these pants for basically at least another 6 months. I'm kind of timing it right now. It's starting to get cold, and there's going to be probably the last few sunny days where I'm going to be able to actually wash my clothes. I won't need to be wearing them because it's not so cold, so it's fine that I can't use them right now, and it's also warm enough that they're going to be able to dry in a single day. So I like to do all of my laundry, one big pass at all of my clothes once before it starts getting really cold into winter, when it's not really an option to do that anymore. So anyways, that's how I wash my clothes. Hope that's useful. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.